Call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One can remain standing if they want. Delmas, welcome.
I will praise you, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will tell of all your marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in you. I will sing praise to your name, O Most High. Dear Lord, as we take time to honor you and seek your presence here in this meeting, we ask that you would grace us with wisdom and understanding for all matters to be discussed here tonight. Please bring clarity to tonight's meeting for each item to be discussed. Let your peace and unity rest here. Lord, we ask for your protection on our city leaders, all city workers, our fire department, and sheriff's department, we pray. In Jesus' name. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Delmas.
Thanks.
All right. Any additions or corrections to the agenda? I'll start with
No, I don't have anything.
nothing. Thank you.
Tom, I just want to add this. Number B, excuse me.
Okay.
Just an update from Senator Klobuchar.
Oh, yep. Okay, that'll be letter B under fire department.
Yeah.
With that said, I just need a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, treasurer's report.
For the month of May 2026, we have a beginning balance of $1,131,766.40. Receipts of $16,808.90. Disbursements of $32,576.23, leaving an unaudited ending balance of $1,115,999.07.
Any questions for the treasurer? Okay, thank you, Joan. Sheriff's Force, Sergeant Wilson, welcome.
Evening. For the month of April, the Sheriff's Office handled 255 calls for service in the city of Baldwin. There was 1 motor vehicle theft, 5 motor vehicle accidents. We did have 6 dog complaints, 15 medicals, 63 traffic stops were conducted, and 38 additional patrols for the public. The rest were miscellaneous calls for service. I believe I sent that to clerk so she could disseminate it. So you guys take a look at it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, any issues, concerns for our office.
I don't have any. Gentlemen have anything?
Okay, we were out there for prom, got my picture taken with my dirty squad, so
Okay.
that was nice. Yep.
Oh, yes, thank you for
So we
doing that.
be out there for that. Otherwise, the whole ordinance enforcement thing is still in the works. I'm sure you guys are aware of that.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll move forward one day at a time with that.
Yeah, take baby steps.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. All right. Fire department report. Discuss, approve, disapprove applying for the FEMA grant. God, you on?
Yeah, so I attended the county all hazards meeting, Zoom meeting, but there was probably 25 participants on it. It was basically an overview from the county and talking about some of the things that we can do for hazards across the city and the county. Things that we can apply for through FEMA grants, that we can get upgrades in the outdoor warning sirens, some vegetation removal grants. We can also apply for the rural development grant to see if we qualify. I don't know if we will for infrastructure, that kind of thing. Joe and I had one more on there. Was that in this packet? I can't remember now. Back page? All right. Oh, yep. And there's also grants available to get backup power generators. I know we have those two, but we get grants to get them integrated for the fire station and for the city here for the future, and wherever we have. Just wanted to give you the overview of what the meeting was, and also if there's anything interested in us pursuing the grants. I'm not sure the dollar amounts at this time, but there's some processes that we have to go through to put in for the grants.
Okay.
Rural development is, you can either grant or they'll give you a low interest bond, which might be better than what we can get for the building, but there are some hoops we have to jump through to do it.
When's the deadline for that?
That I'm not sure. I can't remember. Joan, do you have that? I think we can apply for them at almost any time, and to be honest, right now, because FEMA hasn't been funded, they aren't doing it. So everything's been delayed, so.
Yeah, I'm in favor of going for it. Just, would this be you writing this or a grant writer?
It would have to come from Joan, but we would, I would help out as I can. Again, some of this stuff is Joan, did everybody get this packet of the discussion from the? Yeah. So some of this stuff would be a little new to me, but some of it I'm somewhat familiar with. I would help out as I could, but we'll see what we can do. All we can do is try, and if they say no, they say no, but at least we tried. So, I just want to give approval to go ahead with
If
that.
you take that on, would that be like a separate grant for each one of those things you spoke about?
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
be
the one
awesome.
for the generator would be
And that's,
a good one to go for, I think.
well, and I think that's one that we possibly get. I think the road ditch vegetation removal is a grant that can help. I don't know the state of our outdoor warning sirens. I think that's something that we could check with the county emergency management and see how they are, and do we need any updated, that kind of thing. The rural development grant is a little bit harder one to get, and you may not get a grant at all, but they would provide a low interest bond, which is a possible, and I believe up to a 30-year bond, if I might remember correctly. 30, or it might even be longer than that. I can't remember right now. But that's just possibilities, to save, even out the costs of doing business as a city, rather than having the big up and down what we're doing.
All right, well, got on here as discuss, approve, disapprove, so have a motion to approve.
I would make a motion to approve that.
Okay, I'll second it. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Thank you for looking into that.
Yeah.
The part B on that, I just wanted to, we got a letter from, we had sent in to Senator Klobuchar's office requesting direct spending. It's a CDS request from the Congressional Direct Spending. We had asked for 7 million for City Hall and Fire Station. Their letter, I'll read the letter. It says, it's to Joan. I'm reaching out to provide an update on your fiscal 2027 congressional directed spending request. I'm happy to share that the City of Baldwin Fire Department and City Hall project was submitted by Senator Klobuchar to the Senate Appropriations Committee for consideration. Submission of your application to the committee does not guarantee that the funding will be awarded. We will keep you appraised as the budget process moves forward. Do not hesitate to reach out should you have any questions. Respectfully, Jack McGregor, Office Senator Amy Klobuchar. Just the possibility that we might get some funding for these projects that way. So we reached out and tried to do that, and hopefully, keep our fingers crossed. So.
Okay, thank you. And then, one on there, I just want to get this for the record. For the calls, prior month calls, there was 30, there was 22 medicals, 3 mutual aid, 1 MVC, 2 grass fires, 2 alarm, rescue citizen assist, there was 9 at Blue Hill. And that was it. You did get a copy of this? Yeah, thank you. Anything else with the fire department?
No.
Okay. Any public comments? No, okay. All right, gentlemen, we've got the approval of the consent agenda. There's several items here. One I just want to point out is if we do approve the whole consent agenda, is approve the 1-day on-sale liquor license for the fireman dance. There's, obviously, we do have $100 fee in our ordinance, so I recommend that we don't charge that at all for the fire department. So just when you have a motion to approve the whole consent agenda, just wanted that to be added into that. There'll be no charge for that. If you guys agree with me, so.
Yeah, I'm from.
Okay. All right. Just,
I'll make a motion to approve this consent agenda.
I'll second that.
all right. Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Oops, sorry. Motion carries. Got a little gun hole there. I was excited. Knocked down 10 items. All right. Planning items. Letter A, discuss, approve, disapprove, resolution 2614. Hagen variance, did I say that right? Augen, sorry, variance. Dan, turn over to you.
Chair, so the application from Mr. Haugen is for the property at 28749 Elk Lake Road. The request is for a variance from the side yard setback. Joan, if you want to scroll that, I can take them out. The request is basically to add on to the existing 720 square foot structure with 560 square feet, 20 feet additional to the north of the property, north end of the building towards the north property line. That allows for a single car garage to be attached along with a bonus room above, staircase. The way the house is currently configured, the door is on the lake side of the property, so there would be a new entry on the front of the building facing Elk Lake Road with the access corridor along towards the doorway entering through a new entrance at the kitchen. With the addition, the property line, or the setback from the property line is approximately 5.4 feet, whereas 10 feet is required. The lot is non-conforming. It was platted in the 50s, and it's only 65 feet wide, whereas 200 feet is required. So it's obviously a narrow lot with a limited footprint. So the request is for the variance of approximately 4.5 feet. The Planning Commission held a public hearing at their meeting on April 20th to discuss. With only 6 members, the Planning Commission was evenly split 3-3 over whether the variance was reasonable based on the narrow width of the lot, and 3 commissioners opposed to the variance based on this being more of a need than a want, reverse, being a want, not a need for reasonable use of the property. The primary concern of those objecting to the setback variance would be the limited amount of space between the property line and the structure that could impede access around the structure in the case you need to access the lake side of the property. So with the failure of the motion, this comes to the City Council without a recommendation from the Planning Commission. City staff had drafted findings of fact supporting the variance request based on the conditions of the lot and similar character of other properties within the lake areas on plats of this age. And that's included as part of the resolution that you have tonight. Mr. Huggins here if you have questions for him as well.
Okay.
Do you have a picture of how the house actually sits on?
Yep. Is to the right of the screen. So it's at its closest point, it's 5.39 feet proposed, 5.65 on the lakeside corner. Interior side is also within the 10-foot setback as it exists today, under 6 feet.
Oh, so there's a lot right next to it.
If you look to the lot to the north, it's one much larger piece of property that is well over the 200 feet in width. The house on that lot is far to the north side of that property.
Did the homeowner on the north side have any qualms about it?
He did not receive any formal comments. I know the property owner
No,
discussed it with it.
I can speak, but yeah, he's more than willing.
Okay, and then from my understanding, the concern was we have it's usually 10, we have the 5, but then for emergency vehicles or something to that effect, if something were to happen, was a concern.
So where is it? So there's going to be an entrance on the roadside. Okay. That entrance would be then into the garage, not the existing structure?
Correct. It goes alongside the existing wall of the house
Okay.
and enters the existing structure approximately here,
Right.
the kitchen.
So just from a emergency services standpoint, is that if you did have a fire and you have to go basically the whole breadth of the garage to make entry into the existing house from that side, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? You'd have to go, my understanding is the only other entrance is the lakeside. There's nothing on.
The deck on, this is the lakeside.
Yep.
So this door here.
So it's a deck. Is there a basement door then?
I don't believe there is a basement. I believe it's all single level.
Currently, there's a utility basement, so it's about 7 feet deep and it's about 6 by 6 where the furnace water heater sits.
Okay.
And that's outside access currently. So you have to unscrew it and you gain access to that.
Okay. The deck is a wooden deck.
Correct.
So in order to make entry into the structure, if you, it makes it problematic. Understand, because you have a wooden deck under fire conditions, you have a wooden deck. You're not gonna make entry wooden deck per se, if you're being impinged on fire conditions, then you're trying to make a rescue. And then if the door to the structure, the new door is fairly far down, from the not the entry door, but the door from the garage into the structure of the service. Just, I have concerns about,
Is there windows on the backside?
huh?
Is there windows on that facing the road there?
Correct. Small, and they're likely not code, but when they were built in the 60s, I'm sure they would have to be large.
And we don't want to go through a window. Not unless there's no other alternative. Under fire conditions. Because if you break a window and you could flash over a backdraft by breaking a window. Well, once it's broke, you have no control. Door, you have control. That's what I'm talking about. Those are my concerns there, and with, just the entry. I mean, the problem is the building was built the way it was. And, got the bedrooms and that there. Those are just my concerns. I just wanted to express.
So, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
So those would be issues that the building official would address through the building code and the fire code. The question before the city council tonight is, can they build the structure, expand the existing structure to within 5.4 feet of the side lot line?
Can I add something to this as well? So the distance also, so I am looking for the setback. The house to the north, I have about 105 feet between us. So for accessibility in an emergency, you would have access through that side.
I know him. What kind of project is he planning to do in the next 20 years?
Well, yeah, he's been working on that project.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I guess there's plenty of room there. I just out issues there, but that's a different.
Have you had, were compromised? 5, let's just say this. Oh, it's 10, like 7, 8?
So 5 is minimum required by the building code. 7 is a typical setback in an urban setting from a side property line for a 60-foot wide lot.
I put a lot of thought into this plan, so with the stairs being where they are, just to get a single stall, you're gonna see that it goes 8 feet forward and 8 feet across the garage. So when I went to the drafter, I asked, because I'm not looking to go 2 feet from the property line, I asked him what would be the minimum that I could do to, truthfully, I'd love to have every bit of that. If I could go 5 feet wider, I just didn't think that would be a reasonable ask. Where if I'm to build this garage, I see that as a necessity. I don't see any other way that I'd be able to make it functional. And I think from a safety perspective, at least I would have a second entrance. I would have access to a basement if there was a tornado or some kind of weather event.
For the wishes of the council.
I think should have the garage. I don't really see a problem with any foreseen fires in that area. How many fires do you have a year on the lake down there?
Well, I'm not going to judge on that. I mean, that's it. A fire is a fire. It happens.
That's up to the building official.
Yeah, that's a different. And Dan's right. We're just talking that setback.
5 feet, because it's been standard, so it's, if you do it for one, you might have to do it for many.
Well, I think all of them have already got variances in there.
So I don't got a problem, improving the property at all. Variance there.
I think there's several variances on that stretch there.
There's what?
I think there's several variances on that stretch of road right there, isn't there, on the lakeside?
Mayor, the ones I looked at, they weren't side yard variances, they were lake and street on Elk Lake. We've had more side yard issues along Sandy Lake, because those lots were even smaller than these, so.
Okay. What's the wishes of the council?
Making a motion? Alan?
Yeah, I make a motion to pass it.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second the vote.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to allow the, was it 5.4 officially?
Correct.
Okay, 5.4 official variance. All those signify saying aye.
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 Opposed? Aye. Motion carries.
Yeah. Meeting of the Ridge.
All right, letter B, discuss code enforcements.
So we have 3 new requests for step 1 letters listed on the handout that's, I believe, in front of you on the tables. One is a public nuisance for junk and debris on a foreclosed property. This one may take some time to get resolved just because it has to work its way through Wells Fargo, and you know how complicated that can be. So the other one is also public nuisance, junk and debris along with occupancy of an RV. This is the first time complaint that we'd send a step 1 letter to. The one on 303rd, that one is a motorcycle track that we've had complaints upon for the last 2 years now. The activity has not ceased. I noted on here to request a step 1 letter. If the council wished, you could either go with an administrative notice formally advising of a violation or go right to a citation.
Which one is that?
The third one down,
This is the one that,
103rd?
103rd, yeah.
this is the one that's in the road right away.
Oh, okay.
Pictures, so.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. There's
Yeah, so
a
the-
track right in the ditch there, don't they?
Yeah, you know,
Tearing up the ditch.
we got four-wheelers tearing up the ditch. That's not as much of a concern to me as the actual track. I mean, we got ditches that are getting torn
Yeah.
up all over from side-by-sides and four-wheelers, so. But the racetrack is the issue.
Yeah. What do you want?
I would also add that I've talked to the homeowners personally and directly about, you know, they've been provided a copy of the ordinance, they know what the rules are, so in my mind, we're kind of past the, we'd like to work with you stage, and this is just kind of a blatant ongoing violation.
So what one do you want to go to?
I think the council's justified sending a citation right away.
Okay. I'll make a motion to send a citation.
No, I'll second that, yeah.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Dan. I think that was for, oh yes, we gotta do a motion for the other two, I'm sorry. That was a send a
Yep.
administrative fine. So let's need a motion for the other two.
Make a motion to send step 1 letters for the other 2 spots
As noted on the update.
as noted on the,
You have a motion, have a second?
I'll second
Have a
that.
motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
aye.
Motion carries. Dan, what about the one with the truck stop that's been going on for several months? Is that with,
That is with the city attorney. The ordinance that was on the consent agenda, passing the nuisance ordinance, that's necessary to
Okay.
move that one forward.
Okay.
I've talked with the complainant about the process, and that now that this ordinance is in place, that opens the door for the attorney to start that process moving forward.
okay. All right. All right, letter C, discuss, approve, disapprove, change in administrative citation, civil fine amount. So currently it's $50, but I would like I would like to discuss about maybe increasing it, as you just heard previously, what we had, but I would wait for the next meeting, which is the 20th, when our attorney is present at the meeting. Discuss this more in
Can me,
detail.
what is the standard for most cities, do we know?
So if the city seeks, violation of the zoning ordinance or any city code, it's a misdemeanor, so the maximum fine's $200. So I've seen cities impose an administrative fine of $200. It's just a question of whether the city attorney is comfortable with that approach and how far up the ladder the city council wants to go.
Okay, just wanted to find out.
Yeah. So, let's make a motion to table this when Bob's here for the May 20th meeting then.
I'll make a motion to table this.
I'll second that, yeah.
Second, all right, I have a motion, a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, thank you. Letter D, discuss floor plan for remodel addition of City Hall, Fire Department, and Public Works Building. Jay Swanson. Where? Oh. So here's, you guys all see this? You got this copy already here? So Al, since I don't, there's more detailed drawings here, but since you're one of the liaisons at these, the committee here, building infrastructure, I would probably turn it over to you more about the details, or?
I like these details on there because you got different doors coming into here, and then the new city hall where they park the pickups right now. It would make more sense to have meetings in there because it's a bigger room.
I think this looks like a possibility for a remodel, but I think we need to get get this to the infrastructure committee with
Pricing?
some pricing from construction, the architects or
Pole barn
whatever.
builders, maybe.
Yeah, I know, Joan, I sent a bunch of stuff over the,
There was a list.
yeah, the fire department one can't be a pole barn builder. It just is not gonna happen. Otherwise, we're right back in the same boat we're at right now.
Yeah.
So, I think we get some, at least numbers from some, people that are
Yeah, there,
into know how to build fire stations and know how to do this kind of municipal structure, because there's things that have to be done that aren't pole barns. Because of it, it's a municipal building, and there's the OSHA code, OSHA things, and the codes that we have to meet and all that kind of stuff. And
Well, I'm sure there's OSHA codes on this too.
yeah.
well, there was a list that was provided, right, Joan? I believe, I seen it, I didn't bring it with, I still have it in my stack of papers, lucky my wife didn't move that on me, before the meeting. But, yeah, there was, I think Broughton was one,
Yeah.
Mille Lacs Building Supply.
We had
Some, and there was a few others on there.
Wool, there's some others on there. I think that, and a couple have reached out to me, and were willing to come here and just give us a rough guesstimate. And that's kind of what we're looking for at this point, just a
Yeah.
rough guesstimate to give
Ballpark
to.
figure.
And, do we want to move forward with using these plans that Mayor Swanson has drawn up because those builders will know, especially with the fire station, what stuff has to be in there. And to get the rough guesstimates from them as to what things have to be done.
Yeah, I think Broughton, and there's,
Do we want to send out these, have Mayor Swanson send those out to those to get quote, or get rough guesstimates there? Because I think they'll come up and look. I know a couple of them had reached
Yeah.
out and said they would
Odette's
do it.
one.
I think it'd be a wise move so we can get the infrastructure thing going.
One from Wisconsin, so I don't know.
Which one was that?
APC from Wisconsin.
Well, that's they're a national, that's where they're headquartered, but they're
Okay.
national. Most of the ones that I provided have done fire stations and municipal buildings within the state of Minnesota. And they're existing structures that you can take a look at now, right now.
Well, I think we just pick a few from the list and I'll trust you, Al, Mayor Swanson, and Jeff, since,
You want us to reach out, is what you're saying, or?
yeah, you guys decide which, you heard, guys, I shut that off, that you heard from the, the fire chief and go out and get some quotes for this, so the infrastructure committee, because they've been waiting for
Well,
this forever.
I think we get the plans, the completed drawings from Mayor Swanson, and he can reach out to he knows this stuff too, so he could reach out to those people and just have them do it and be done with it. If Mayor Swanson will do that, it sounds like he would. Not here, unfortunately, but I would make a recommendation that we use these plans and have Mayor Swanson reach out to get a guesstimate on price points, how much it possibly would cost to remodel this existing.
Facilities. Did the council member home look at these or have any suggestions,
I don't think, this is the first time I've seen him, so I don't know if he's seen him at all. I don't even know if he's been around here this week.
Okay. Well, we have a motion and on the floor. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Tell the mayor, thank you for his drawings. Have a business on the side, maybe. All right, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Here's a list, Joan. Thank you. Park Committee, that's me. Discuss, approve, disapprove quote for Young Park Trail signs. So we met last month. We've had these trail signs that have been out there since the trails were put in place through a grant back in 2012 by the health communities that provided these signs. So what we're doing is we retook it out. Park Committee looked at the signs. Since we finished the back one behind the Brown Building now, we got that, and there's been some small updates in there. So this is what we presented. We got various quotes from different vendors. Gopher Sign, Minuteman, who this one is, and others. But we have the JPEG that's on file with Minuteman. So with these, we can get all these done for $285.
I'll make a motion to approve getting the trail signs done for $285.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. And just a couple updates from the park. We're looking at filling members there. So we're down to 3 people. So we're getting some new members filled in. And then what else is there? May 19th, the fire department will be out there doing their training. The baseball field's getting heavily used by PYSBA. There's several of the 10 teams. Some of them use their home games out there, so that's good to see. We expanded that parking lot to avoid the cars parking on County Road 38. Looking at a scoreboard sign, got a little setback there. The sign's reasonable, but installing and entrenching could be a little different thing. So might have to revisit that. But other than that, yeah, that's it at the park. Cemetery update. I can't say all is quiet. We've had 3 burials out there the past month. And I know we have under discuss approve additions to Baldwin Cemetery. Is that the survey? Is that what that is? The map, okay. Well, before I go into this one, we have 50 lots available out there. So something to think about. We don't have to think about now, but we might have to get a survey. And where you pull off County Road 19 in the gate there, there's open spots, so we can maybe get that surveyed for additional lots. And then also the markers there, we have the markers, but they are very buried in the ground. So if somebody's trying to look for their loved one, you know, there's no like B1, B2, B3. You would have to look try to find it on the map, or, so it's a little tougher.
Did they get buried over time, or they?
Yeah, they just sunk.
So we need to.
Get them raised up, I suppose.
Do something, there's quite a few out there.
Metal, right?
Yeah,
So we'll have to get a detector and
Yep.
get them raised up.
so, and this, remember, the cemetery is self-funded. It doesn't get taxpayer money. So just keep that in mind. I don't know how much we got in there. 10, we got 10,325 in the cemetery fund.
So the lots are, we got up to 50 lots available?
Yep.
How much are we charging for those lots?
Well, we just raised the price,
Okay,
per last meeting. I think it was, was it 1,500 if you're a non-resident, and then
Yeah,
750 or 700 for residents?
okay. That's my question, if we
Yeah.
raise it up.
And then, I met with Marlene, the new cemetery, sexton, thank you. And we met for over an hour, and we're rewriting some of the, you know, that little green pamphlet that you get, and then the rules that you give to the, loved ones who come in. We're rewriting that, and there's a lot of red lines. So I have this on the meeting for, the first meeting of June, so the city council has enough time to look over the red lines, and then when we come to that meeting, we have to make a decision if we're gonna approve that or anything comes up at that point. Cemetery, up for the discuss, approve, disapprove additions to the cemetery. This is the mapping, that Hawkes and Anderson right there about the color coding that we wanted with the, what lots are, here's the lots that are color coded that are, you know, have graves in them. And here's the ones that are available. So me and Marlene are still working into that. So there's a lot of things, you know, because Lester was handling that for 30-plus years, so
yeah.
You want to table this?
I would table it to the first meeting in June.
I'll make a motion to table it to the first meeting in June.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. And then, same thing, the table, the layout, the cemetery map. I would,
Move it to the same one.
yes.
I'll make a motion to move discuss the layout of new cemetery map to the first meeting of June.
Yeah, I second that.
We have a motion, a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And then this one, I did talk to the mayor on this one. You sent out another request to the other vendor.
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh, you did get it today, okay. Swenson, right?
Yeah, so we got one from Hillard for $30. That did not include the electrical. $700 for that.
Okay,
So that's the first quote. Everything.
so Hilliard's total is about $4,000,
3,900.
3,900? Okay.
That's, yeah, significantly less there then.
Okay. All right, well, the wishes of the board.
I'll make a motion to approve Hillard with the additional electrical to $3,900, correct?
Okay,
I'll second that, yeah.
okay, I have a motion, a second for Hilliard's at 3,900. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay. Thank you. New business, discuss, approve, disapprove, restriping of City Hall parking lot. So this one, we had done a few years ago. I think it was two or three. So I was been approached, it's gonna be the same price as it was back then. And I told the contractor we would put this on this agenda because we had cleanup day, so I didn't want to get everything all messed up. So I think it's this $685, and I think last time they coordinated with the fire department and when they were gonna be here and stuff, so I can have them do that just for emergency calls, if there's calls that day. So what are the wishes of the board?
When could they start this?
They probably could start it next week.
Oh. I make a motion to approve that.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. You let the contractor know. Letter B, under new business, schedule employee reviews. So, want me to go?
I'll do it.
Okay, thank you.
I'm on the side by myself.
Okay. So I did talk to the mayor and he said, any day but June 19th. Is,
Birthday.
yeah. So, what days,
Why don't we do, we used to always have our meetings on Mondays, why don't we do Monday?
do two on that day, on the 3rd, and do two on the 17th?
Can do it the day of the,
Yeah, we can do that. Works for me.
otherwise I was gonna say just do all the reviews.
Or we could do that too.
I was thinking just do them all
On
on
the
the 8th.
8th? Okay. Does that work for you, Al?
I think so, yeah.
Get them all done.
Hey, June 8th. What time do you want to start, 6 or 7?
Well, I think 6 would be, if that works for everybody, I think, they shouldn't take terribly long, but,
Usually 30 minutes. Could go a little bit over.
So 6 o'clock?
Yeah,
that way we're done by 8 and they're not here at 9.
yeah. Okay. I think Scott made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that, yeah.
We have motion and second. All those in favor to schedule the employee reviews June 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, letter C, discuss, approve, disapprove moving employee reviews to December. Al?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about moving them, because we always have, the reviews are usually in May.
May,
June.
June, where they're usually in June. That's based off of when we were the township and how the budgeting was.
Yeah,
And I think, for me anyway, we could see our budgeting and we can put in the raises in December and then that would work out.
but we'll have the reviews the same time now, but then with the starting. of
The news cycle, they'll be in
New cycle will be
December.
in
Yeah,
December.
so it'll be 6 months, 6 months, we'll have another review.
Yeah,
And then going forward, always be in December.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't have a problem with that.
we'll have to figure out a date, but that way it'll work out for our budgeting purposes and that kind of stuff, so.
Okay. All right. I need a motion then.
I'll make a motion to.
Okay.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Mr. Holm, we're under letter D under new business. Discuss, approve, disapprove white paper, stock paper from future newspaper publications for an estimated expenditure of $278. Scott?
So the normal newspaper print, if we have our Baldwin insert in there, would look just like the normal newspaper print. The $278 is the finer whiter paper. I think you all saw that nicer paper. It kind of stands out a little bit. It's a little more durable. It's, just thought I'd bring it to the city council. If you want to do it, you can. It then would stand out a little differently. But if you didn't, you don't, then, save that 278. So, but that is for that's 278. Joan, that's 278 extra for every issue.
I'll make a motion to approve keeping it the brighter so that you notice it. It's very noticeable
Yeah.
in there as an insert. If it looked like the rest of the paper, you might just not even see it, chuck the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Letter E, schedule a road tour. Al.
Yes, I'd like to schedule a road tour so we can see what we're working on and what's been worked on. I don't know what would be a good date for everybody to go on that.
Oh, let's see, May 20th, we have a meeting, planning commission, is that next, the 13th?
Yeah.
And then 21st is a park meeting. Run into Labor Day, or not Labor Day, Memorial Day, excuse me, 22nd, so,
The sooner the better, probably, huh?
yeah. How does the 18th?
That's a Monday.
Be fine for me.
Doesn't interfere with training or nothing, because that's on
What time do you want to do that?
What, you want to start at, how about 6:30? That works.
Is that enough time?
Well, 6:30, probably gets dark closer to
Should probably do 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, okay.
6 o'clock, okay.
Okay. May 18th, Monday. Have a second?
Yep.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor for the road tour, May 18th at 6 PM. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, letter F, discuss, approve, disapprove the certificate of deposit here. So I did talk to Mayor on this one as well. Currently, we have a CD where we have over, what's the total balance? Over $1 million something? And we can, I think we discussed this previous meetings where the last couple years where we've, the interest accrued on the, on this, we can take that money and insert it into the general fund.
I think it would be a good idea to keep that CD at the million and then take all the interest and put it into the general fund to help fund current operations.
I don't think it can go directly into the general fund for the fact that we had to parse out where that originally came from.
Yeah, it would be,
We had to allocate,
so
so
it
it should
be
go
allocated.
distributed to the allocation of the funds that it.
Forgot about that, yeah.
Okay. And then also we can keep it, but we also can, if we want to keep it at Old National, if we want to look at another bank as well too. I see you guys, I don't know, did you guys get this about the rates?
From Old National,
Yeah, it seemed pretty low.
what's it at?
4 months is 3.75, 17 months is 3.45. I'm getting a better rate, not gonna say where, but
Right,
a lot less money than that.
the, rates at there was another bank that gave you rates, Joan, those were lower than what Old National was given, right?
That was what I meant.
Okay. Well, we don't have to do anything with that million right now. Yeah, and then we'll figure it out, but Tom, you need a motion for to
Yeah,
get interest
yeah,
out?
it's $37,555.
We'll make a motion to take the interest off of the CD, and allocate it to the appropriate funds. Keep the $1 million as it is until we decide where.
Okay.
Move
I
it.
have a motion then. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Yeah, motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Letter G, discuss, approve, disapprove hiring committee's recommendation for Public Works Maintenance Technician L.
Yeah, we gotta pick a day for that to, or, you know, we gotta decide to,
What, start date? Or
a
what?
start date for them too, yeah.
Yeah,
But we haven't sent any letters or anything out yet.
no, but if we approve that, you can just reach out to them, but what start date would you like? June 1st?
I think June 1st, I shouldn't mess us up with the reviews or anything, would it?
No, it should, that won't affect that.
It's a Monday.
No,
Otherwise, June 1st, I think will work.
And you guys narrowed it down from, we originally had 18 down to 3.
yep,
And you already got a person you're gonna make the offer to?
that's,
Yeah,
yep.
That's what I'm understanding.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
we just haven't sent, in discussing it with Al, we didn't want to send out anything until make sure this person accepts the offer.
Okay, and we set the rate last meeting,
Yeah,
Yep.
so, okay.
The offer to
Al, is that what you want to do?
yes.
Is that a motion then?
I make a motion for that, yes.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
You have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, letter H, discuss, approve, disapprove rifle deer hunting in city of Baldwin. I think, you
I
have
talked to
some,
Jay.
yeah.
He's the one that put it on there.
Yep,
He just wanted to discuss it more or less, and I did talk to him, and I threw my 2 cents out there, and that is, if we do decide to deviate from what the state and the county has decided to do, it will be difficult to get that communication out to the hunters or whatever. There's strong arguments on both sides of this or whatever. My opinion and what I think we should do is we should try it out and see what happens this year. And my motto on it is, there's not a problem till there's a problem. Because the way the shotguns now, like the Savage 220, they're shooting deer out past 200 yards. Now, I don't think that somebody should probably be using a large caliber like a 300 Win Mag in Baldwin, but there are some other rifles that have, let's say, a straight wall cartridge that are effective at 250 yards. Some of the arguments in favor of this is that you have a better shot, you make a kill in one shot instead of unloading your shotgun and following it and shooting, across whatever. People should be smart about how they hunt, where they're shooting, where their bullets are going. They should be, hunting from an elevated position and shooting downwards. Slugs have been known to ricochet further than bounce off the ground further than a rifle bullet would. So, I think I'll make a motion to approve what the county has already approved, go along with it, and then review it after the season and see if there's an issue then, and then make a determination which way to go. But if we go, like I said, if we decide to just arbitrarily say, no, we don't want it because of whatever, there's gonna be confusion, there's gonna be people, people are gonna be using rifles because they think they can, and then there's gonna be everybody calling us, telling us, oh, now they did this and you need to enforce that, and it just opens up a whole can of worms I don't really wanna deal with.
I understand the confusion, but I mean, I've been shotgun deer hunting for 50 years and never had any issues there. But I have real concerns in a urban, rural area like we have, where we're getting all these developments and people with rifles and people who are not, shall we say, aware of where they're shooting with rifles. You can certainly buy shotguns that are expensive that can shoot a slug a long way, but I've hunted with an 870 forever, and I'm not hitting going out 200 yards, and plus I'm shooting it at a pretty bad angle. Where the rifles can go a long way. And I have concerns with that, especially the rifles that you're using to bring down a deer. I understand, the county did what the county did, and I agree that there's going to be confusion. My concern is that somebody, an inexperienced person, is going to use a rifle and somebody's going to get hurt. And that's one of my concerns. So, like I said, I've slugged hunted for 50 years and it works just fine. I don't see the real need to go to rifles, but especially around here.
I've used both. But a rifle up north, though. I think we should just try it 1 year. I mean, if it's going to be a big problem, then I think we need to come back to it.
The county, I think, will probably take a look at it too after this year as
Yeah.
well.
I would hope they would, because
Yeah, I personally, I don't really think it's a good idea to have rifle here. Because there just isn't,
too populated.
it's too populated,
Oh, there's the potential with the shotgun to be just as dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
I got a guy that hunts by me who's on 2.5 acres, and he's surrounded by 2.5 acres. And I hear him shoot every year, and he's not far from me, and I'm hunting on more acreage. I'm close to him, but where I'm shooting, I have one shooting lane, and I own a half mile of land where I'm facing. He is just on a little rectangle, and I know he's elevated. I know he's shooting down at a pretty steep angle. He hasn't been a problem, but, a person can cause the same issue with today's shotgun. So, I mean, if you're really hunting on a small parcel, you really have to have things planned. You better be thinking it through. Better have a good argument why you're doing it safely. At that point, I think it's kind of on that individual, some responsibility of that hunter, and if they're negligent in how they're firing it's a crime, but.
Well, we have a motion. You made a.
Yeah, I made a motion to approve what the county adopted.
I was just gonna say, I understand that it's a responsibility to deal, but we have kids out there hunting too, and they're not thinking about that and if you put a rifle in their hands, they have the gun safety and all that, I get it, but there's still, you don't wanna put that on a young person
What you also,
inadvertently hitting somebody and having that, they have to live with that.
also don't send a young person out by themselves in their early years.
I-
They're required to be when they're first
I agree with you, but
starting, they have to be
we
with
all
them.
know not every hunter is as diligent as we are.
Okay, well, good discussion. We have a motion on the floor to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion, a second. All those in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, 3-1. Motion carries. Letter I, discuss, approve, disapprove procedure for hiring fire chief in transition. So this one, as you know, Chief Case has put his resignation in effective July 31st. Last meeting, we discussed what the city council wants to do, whether it's via appointments, or if we're going to still have the same process as elections over there. And what are we going to do since that individual will have to be trained in the next few months for this position in the interim. So we also had our attorney here at the last meeting, and he's also he says it's not a law, but it's a recommendation that most fire departments are moving from elections to appointments. So that's it. I know last meeting, we went back and forth for a long time. So I think, we're kind of two city council members stand, the other two city council members stand. And I'll just go on and say that my intentions are for what's best for the fire department. I believe in elections, and 6 months ago, there was a show of hands, and there was about 65-70% of that. So I want what's best for the fire department. Fire department wants appointments. I'm for that. I just want what's best for the morale in that fire department over there. And so, yep, go ahead.
So I've been fire chief of this department for 9.5 years. I've always wanted what's best for this department. The department is close to my heart. I also want what's best for the future of this fire department. I have seen the acrimony from these elections, and when you have elections and somebody's in a spot and somebody else runs against them and they get voted out, that person got demoted. They got voted out. That's a demotion. Anybody look at your job that you have currently and you get demoted, how do you feel? Those are my issues with the election process. The election process also is for a 2-year term currently. And it takes, I had the advantage of having a lot of prior fire experience before I came into the position as a chief already. The problem is it takes a year to learn the job. The next year, you're just starting to get things going, and then you're up for election again. When people run against each other, it creates drama and hurt feelings and all that kind of stuff. And I've gone through, the 15 years I've been there, every election has had that. I think you can give the firefighters a voice by having a committee, a hiring committee made up of firefighters to do a selection and make it work and make them have buy-in on it. I just think both the League of Minnesota Cities and our own attorney don't recommend doing elections. I think they're going to be gone, and at some point, this city will get away from elections. So why don't we control the process and do it right now versus something happening and it getting taken away from the city council because it's at the state level because somebody filed a complaint over the election. It's waiting there to be happen. It can happen at any time. If somebody with a lot more certifications and time and all that loses an election, they can take a complaint, and that will lose any control over our process. That is one of the reasons I say we should go to the appointment process, but we control how the appointments go. With the fire department picking people to be on that selection committee. I understand you had a show of hands. I think they didn't have all the information at the time. I think it would be, you're never going to get 100% one way or another. At some point, we have to decide what's best for the city and for the fire department, and hope the firefighters understand why we do it. Those are decisions I made as fire chief. Some decisions firefighters didn't like, but I did it for the good of the department and the good of the firefighters. So that's my point.
Okay. I just want to add in that when we became a city, we told the residents nothing would change. Fire department's been around since 2002. So the elections I feel are vital in that situation. I mean, look at last meeting, we had resolutions for 17, 18 years to do cleanup day. The attorney says we need to do contracts for booster clubs for volunteering. We have to have the lawyer now look over every road project we have. I mean, these are things that, we've been doing for a long time. I know it's a recommendation, but I'm still sticking, just as me, I know me and you disagree, and I'm not
I
gonna
have
get into
another
it.
point that I'd like to bring up.
Okay,
also.
so I would like to stay with the elections. Mr. Case?
The other point I'd like to bring up, so we're going to have a vote, a popularity vote for a position that could possibly be making 40 grand a year. And the city council isn't deciding that. We're not doing a hiring process. We're just gonna have a popularity vote for whomever to make a salary like that. Just saying. I don't think that's a good use of the people's money.
Al, do you have anything to add on this?
Well, they've been doing the elections how many years?
We've done a lot of things in the past that we've done, and things change. And I will tell you that cities that have appointments, you don't hear about fire department drama or issues from those cities that have appointments, that have gone to the appointment process. You don't hear about it. And that is my concern. I've got no skin in the game, I'm leaving. I just want what's best for the city and the fire department going on, and to get some of that drama out of the process. And you're gonna have those in there, that's gonna be an issue. I will say, if you have say you have a chief, and then the assistant chief runs against them and beats them out, and if the assistant chief hasn't learned his job, you think the chief is inclined to assist the assistant chief in learning that job?
Probably not.
Probably not. Through the appointment process, the chief will help the assistant chief learn the job. It's a smoother process. But when you have people running against each other and the person that's in that job gets beat out, why do they want to help? Somebody who went after them, and in that process probably campaign for it. And that's, in campaigns, we all know things get said that may or may not be true. That's where you get those hurt feelings.
Well, I think the last meeting, we were kind of 2-2 with the mayor with the appointments, and then me and Mr. Walker were for the election. So, Mr. Holm, you're the X factor. Sorry to put you on the spot, but
Okay, well, we've been down this road before. We've already done this. Same arguments, same League of Minnesota City recommendations for discrimination and all these different things, whatever, and argument of popularity contests and everything. And it was really funny because when we went down, we did do appointments here for a minute. And also when we did that, all the SOPs got changed, and when that process, it just became kind of like king-making. It made it where whoever was in the position of power were about the only people that were qualified to be in power, and that was all, it was just deadlocked. And we had drama when we had appointments. and we had mutiny over there, and the morale was very low. And the thing that the town board did at the time was reinstate elections. And now we're back at this same thing again, where it's being pitched to us to go back to appointments and how it's gonna make everything smooth. There's not gonna be, we have drama right now. We're gonna have drama either way. But I feel that what we're doing here is we're setting the cards for the outgoing chief to control who comes in next and how that goes, and trying to change things to set it up to that effect. And I think if we go down this road, we are gonna have a lot of morale drop over there. And I think for now, my recommendation would be is that we stick with elections, whether it's an election now just to get in it for an interim period or going forward period, but I'm not ready to move to appointments at this time, at this moment. That's where I stand.
Okay. So with that process here, Scott's only got 2.5 months left as a chief. So that individual is gonna have to get trained on doing the reporting that you send us on a admin hours and everything.
There's a lot that needs to be learned that hasn't been learned.
Yep. So,
Not that I've been willing to teach, they just haven't come.
so that aspect going forward, what do you want to do there?
You asked me about appointments versus elections.
Yep.
That's what's up here.
So we're,
Where are you going now?
well, we're going to, it sounds like with a 3-2 thing, it's in favor of the elections. So at this point,
Well, we have discuss, approve, disapprove procedure for hiring fire chief and transition, Jay Swanson. I haven't heard other than we need to go to appointments, we should do appointments, and then we should do an interim and use, a good 6 months or the rest of the year to go through a selection process and have an interim in between now and then or whatever. Well, if we're not in favor of going to appointments, then it looks like we're at elections. Sounds like we need a special election if there's an abrupt end at January or July 31st due to his resignation.
yeah.
You tell me, what do I don't have all the answers. I'm just telling you
Well,
that
that's what
I'm
I'm
not
asking.
interested in taking the bait on the appointment process.
So what do we want to do? Want to have a special election in July or just go with the current next person up, the assistant chief? Because, I mean, the election process, we have.
When was the term going to expire?
Scott, when was that term? Do you know offhand?
The term?
Yeah, for the,
Your current term as chief, when does it expire?
Thinking,
every 2.
yeah. This is a 6. I think it expires in December.
Was it December this year?
I can't remember if I ran last year or not. December, because I didn't run last time. No.
I don't think you did. So December is when we've held the elections. So December, if he was still on, it would be December of 2026. So what do we want? The assistant chief? That's what I'm asking here. He's the next one in command that's already been voted. Or, do you want it? I'm asking. We can get trained in, because we have to do reporting here, because he's only here for, less than 3 months.
The assistant chief, I think, should probably be next in line. I mean, he pretty much knows what's going on anyway.
He does not. That is the issue. Had 9 years to learn it, and he has not learned it.
But he could learn it all about.
He's had ample opportunity to learn it in 9 years, and I have a personality issue with him currently, partly because he wanted to remove me from my job. That is, it is going, I will be ending my, I will move up my resignation if you decide to do that. And that's fine.
I'm not gonna be hostage right here. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You don't have to be hostage.
Fuck that. You're gonna walk out on us and not even help. You're saying, I don't want anything to do with him, so therefore, if you pick him, I'm gonna walk away and you guys can go eat shit. That's what I think I'm reading here.
Well, you basically told me, I've tried to give you recommendations, and you told me the same thing. I'm not gonna use the verbiage. I've tried to tell you, we got a letter this week that all of us got, that apparently nobody's paying attention to either. I didn't know anything about it. I was shocked when I saw it. This is the problems that we're having because of this. And it didn't start until I decided I was done with the job.
Well,
Mayor Swanson did request everybody have that letter, and I think it should be read.
sure, but no one signed the letter. That's hearsay. That's how I look at it, with a grain of salt.
And every, how
The
do you?
The Department of Rural is below Scott out as is.
What, your definition of hearsay? We got an anonymous letter that
Yep.
got sent to all 5 of us with some statements on it.
Yep.
I'm not looking to make a big issue about it, but you're putting the onus on me to work with somebody who I am having a huge issue having to work with.
Yep. Well, I read the letter and no one signed it. It was hearsay. It was directed at 2 city council members.
You're saying it's hearsay. What is this definition of hearsay?
Well, hearsay is like if you have a complaint. We've always said, who said it? Who said it? We don't have that. This was this anonymous letter showing up with that individual's opinion.
Well, it said, I understand it said a group, but it got sent to all of us. I think it's,
And this very well could be the people that are in favor of appointments for all we know. When we had a meeting over there 6 months ago, I've always said the majority of them wanted the elections in that meeting. I've been the fire department liaison for 16 out of the 17 years. And firefighters can call me and they talk to me and I keep that confidential with me. So I'm the fire department.
to me, that's hearsay then too, because we're not aware of it.
Yep, so.
And you doing that. So I don't have a problem with people calling the liaison, but they should have went through the chain of command to try and see if their issue could get worked out first. And they did not.
Well,
They did not.
Well, to me,
It undermined me as the chief under my chain of command if everybody's calling you every time they have a complaint. That is not how fire departments should work.
yeah, well,
And that's the problem, Tom. You created that issue.
we're not gonna go there. There's a lot more issues like.
Well, I think you should,
Where there
I
was-
think we should table this till Mayor Swanson is here, so all 5 of us can have this discussion.
There was also earlier in the year, because I voted no on the ladder truck, and I voted no on the no piece of equipment. I got inkling from the grapevine that there was gonna be a vote of no confidence on me.
Hearsay again.
But,
I'll use your own words. Hearsay.
yeah,
Never happened. Did anybody bring up a vote? Never happened.
yeah, because I had to talk to the fire department, set them straight. No, I think if that was brought up, you should have ended that right then and there with the fire department and have my back on that, but I didn't feel I did. So, but anyways, that's hearsay, I guess. So so I'm gonna go with this. We already know Mayor Swanson, what he wants. It's appointments. 3 members have spoke. So I have on here, discuss, approve, disapprove procedure for hiring fire chief in transition. Do I have a motion
Motion for what?
to approve elections?
I'll make a motion to remain with elections for the chief and assistant chief position at the fire department.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Oppose?
Aye.
Motion carries. Letter J, this one, I did talk to the mayor to approve revisiting municipal liquor store feasibility test. I'd like to table this to the May 20th meeting.
Oh, I think we have enough votes here. I make a motion to disapprove the feasibility test.
Okay?
I'll second.
Because you're, I think, the one that,
Made the motion last time to disapprove it.
why not revisit it?
No, he put it on. It's on his name. It just said, I said, "Hey, we could look at it again." Well, we're looking and I'm still a no. So thank you.
Okay.
Motion to disapprove.
Do I have a second?
You got
I'll
one from Al
second
already.
that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor to disapprove revisiting the municipal liquor store, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose?
Aye.
Motion carries. Letter K, discuss, approve, disapprove updating Exhibit A in ordinance 1800. Scott.
So the Exhibit A is just the cost of when we go out on calls for illegal activities, things like that. Was just going to ask the city council if they wanted to change any of the costs there. Currently, our firefighter is $15 an hour. That probably should get moved to 20.
Okay.
The other ones can change, can stay as they are. At this time, we don't charge for calls. The pool filling needs to be updated though, Joan. That should be to 150, correct?
$100 for the well, 150 for the.
And those are the only 3 changes?
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I'd suggest city staff draft an ordinance and put it on the consent agenda for the next meeting.
Make a motion to approve having the staff draft new one, and we'll have it on the consent agenda for the next.
Okay,
Those 3 revisions on there.
I'll second that, yeah.
I have a motion and a second. All those favors, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Hey,
Motion carries. Letter I, discuss, approve, disapprove Public Works pay increase. So I brought this on the agenda. I know the reviews are in June, but I feel that we discussed having a Public Works supervisor. That was discussed around $80,000 a year. So with this, by looking at the job descriptions right now, we're currently going to have a employee making more than the other employee. So I'm asking for a market adjustment of, for Phil and Zach at 15% each. So that would bring Mr. Good up to almost $37 an hour. And Phil almost at $32 an hour. Currently, they're at 3202 and 2775. Sure. So I'd like to make a 15% increase for Phil and Zach, the Public Works, of, that would be $4.16 increase for Public Works Technician Phil. Our Public Works Supervisor, Zach, would be, where did I put that in there? $4.80. Bringing their wage to $36.82 for the Public Works Supervisor and the technician at $31.91. That's my motion.
Joan,
As a treasurer, I kind of have a concern with this because this was not budgeted for. We are adding a third, excuse me?
Okay.
Okay, but this was not budgeted for. We are adding a third person back there. And that includes the payroll liabilities, the para, and his wage. So I have a concern with this. I think 15% is not in the budget. That's something you want to do in December, that's fine, but someone is going to have to sit down and we're going to have to go through figuring out, because I don't want to be over budget.
Well,
We were last year. And just saying that it's in the budget without looking at the numbers is not the way to do it.
Well, we're going to pay $80,000, Joan, to hire a Public Works Director
No, but you got a third person back there. So
Yep.
now you have two people. Like I'm saying, you can approve this, but somebody's going to sit down and figure out where the numbers are going to go, because this was never budgeted for. So that's the problem that we go through, is we set a budget and it's at the bare minimum, and then we're buying Tommy Gates and we're buying this and we're buying that, and we're doing raises. We have to stop that. And I'm telling this as a recommendation as a treasurer. We need to figure out where the money's going to go and if it's going to work before just approving stuff.
Well,
So we cannot approve this until somebody looks at the numbers where we're at. And if
Tom,
it's
where are you getting the
budget-
money and why can't we wait a month when we actually do the employee reviews and actually look at it? I don't understand why we can't wait a month.
well, I'm doing it because these guys need a mark adjustment. We are hiring an employee that's making.
And I'm not disagreeing with that, Tom. Why can't we wait a month until we have the employee reviews?
We have the money. We're going to hire somebody, $80,000, never slash a Public Works slash fire chief. We
That
had
did not
that.
get approved.
Yeah, but that was left in the budget for
All that stayed in the
the
levy,
2026 budget.
along with the 36,000 for the liquor store study. That's not happening.
So that money's in
You
there.
guys had that included in your levy package. And we pointed it out to you at that time that those things aren't gonna happen and that we are going to use this to
Ask
fill this
the treasurer
position.
that somebody review the budget numbers before you're just throwing out numbers to make sure it fits.
So you guys,
I appreciate your recommendation. The council has the discretion to make a decision here and to make adjustments from there. Your recommendation has been heard.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't understand why we can't wait a month and actually look at it. And if that's what works out, that's what works out.
Well,
You just willy-nilly throwing out money on raises, and why is it just for those two? Why aren't you doing it for the clerks?
because this is the Public Works. Me and Al sat down and
Why,
the roads.
again, why aren't you doing it for the clerks? You're just doing it for there.
That will come up for review next month, and that will
Well, then why
be.
don't we do them all next month?
What we found out is that we've studied the pay equity of what's being paid around us for the same job titles and descriptions, and we're significantly below the market. And usually you have to do eventually a pay equity report, and it finds out, yeah, you are below, or whatever, but you are creating a situation with what you're gonna bring in this new employee and be paid more than the person that he's potentially replacing. So that employee, day one, will walk right out the door, and that wasn't our intention going forward, how we were gonna do things. And if you're just saying why not wait till review time, which is a month away, And Joan's saying that the money's just not there for this year, you should do it in December. So I got two different arguments coming at me of when to do something. And we're saying, we knew when we were having the debates about what we're levying this year, we knew the wish list that you and Jay had, and we knew that that wasn't gonna fly, wasn't gonna happen, because you told us, Mr. Swanson said, you three are running the city. Well, guess what? I guess we're running the city. And we knew when them dollars went into levy that we were going to do this. We knew that Phil's gonna be retiring, we're gonna be replacing, and Zach has been actually doing more than his description for years, and went down this road with Terry Carlisle as well. The town board was always afraid to put a title and a definition to the job, because, Jess Hall didn't want Terry to have too much authority.
We don't need the history lesson.
Well, it goes to how we got to where we are. And if you want to hire a public works director like you guys were talking about, you're not going to have a guy that goes out and puts how many tons of patch out every year like Zach does. Zach is a hybrid. The guy works, he does an excellent job, and he has managerial skills, and he has the skills of helping us with road projects.
Yes.
And we're getting him at a steal compared to going out and hiring the guy who's gonna sit and push paper and just maybe drive around in a pickup and look at things.
Did I
every now
vote,
and then.
I don't recall that I voted for that.
Oh, no, but you guys were proposing, Mayor Swanson proposed this hybrid
Mayor
of a
Swanson
chief.
proposed.
A chief slash, public works director, so that we could kind of, was it enough to pay a chief? Was it enough to, if we combine the two, then we could justify it. You guys were looking at 80,000.
Well,
It would cost you over 100 grand.
Mr. Holm, quit classifying it as you guys, okay?
Well, you guys said us three are this, so I'm just.
Again, did I say that? You're putting words in my mouth. That is Mayor Swanson.
Okay, I'll leave it on Mayor Swanson.
You throw mud and like to hit everybody with it, and I was not involved in that.
So,
Okay? Here's the gig. I just want to know, I don't have a problem with giving the raises, but I want to make sure we got the numbers that we can afford it. And I think, yes, those guys need to get raises. I don't have a problem with that. Zach does a lot of stuff. I don't have a problem with that. But my concern is what we have in the budget, and that was not planned for. I agree with Joan on that, but I do think if we go in and we can give that at our employee reviews, we make sure that they get a adjustment above what the person we're hiring at. But we don't have to go the full tilt, and then we can go the full tilt in December when we actually have the money in the budget.
well,
I think you think that, but you sit down with the
This-
clerk. Why don't you sit
if-
down with the clerk?
if I can,
You've been bluffing at meetings and going saying, you guys you've put a smoke screen up about, until we get our June payment, until we get our June payment.
Enough with the
we're
sling and
still-
mud. I said just.
No, it's what you've said.
Okay,
I tried to ask you to elaborate on it, you never could elaborate on any further.
here's my thing. The new hire, since it's half year, June 1st, will be $30,000. These raises are, for the year will be, almost 10K and almost 8,700. We got 6 months in, so you're talking another $10,000. So total for the new employee and these two adjustments that I've just requested, that would be a total of $40,000. I think we have in the budget.
It may be in the budget, but we don't know.
And if we go in June, it's 2 weeks, so it's not gonna,
Well, then why can't we wait 2 weeks?
well, I want to do it now.
Let's get it done now.
Why?
Because we have employees starting June 1st, that's why. So, do I have a motion on this?
There was already a motion in a second, wasn't there?
Was there? I forgot.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second
We
that.
have a motion to approve 15% for Phil and Zach, Public Works. All those in favor, say by saying aye. Aye. Motion, oppose?
All right.
Motion carries. Okay, announcements. Special election Tuesday, May 12th. Next Tuesday, voting is from 7 to 8 p.m. here at Baldwin. Letter B, Special Planning Commission meeting Wednesday, May 13th at 7 p.m. Letter C, Fire Department training at Young Park, May 19th. Communication, please, for the, I think that was mentioned earlier. This is at 7, it says 7 PM. I think Bruce said 5, so just confirm that. The next city council meeting is Wednesday, May 20th at 7 PM. And then letter E, just remember, Lester Creasel is party here at 1 PM at the City Hall to honor him for all the years of service as a supervisor, cemetery, sexton, and park committee member. That includes the announcements. Any other business? If not, just need to approve bills for payment. Al, do you want to come over here? So you get the,
I will get here.
Good, how are you? Can I talk to you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right now it's roofing and siding. As long as it's within the accessory building limits. So 4% of the lot area. The amount of square footage you can have for attached accessory buildings. Yeah, but 4% is a lot. It's a big increase from what Sherburne County used to allow.
And then there was something about like the $50 deal. We're not going to.
No, that was just a warning at this point. I'm sorry, how many acres?
3.22.
You can have 5,610 square feet of detached accessory building space.
5,000. That's total buildings.
Yes.
With the plan of the kids. Of the different designs. It's a name of it. Whatever. The question I have is.
Yep.
The goddamn thing. Where's it going?
Right. Yeah, they still wanted to anchor.
Okay, but they have no specs, they have no.
Yeah, I'll talk to Andy and.
Coffin blocks. She's another 3,000 pounds. If Andy's got someone. I mean, it's
Right, yep, yeah, it's meant to be subject to the building official's approval, so I'll see what Andy wants to
And
require.
everybody else.
Yep,
I mean,
yeah, we'll get that out.
because it's kind of vague.
Yeah. Yeah, Andy and I have talked about it generally, and he said he was gonna look into it, so.
Fine, so.
Yeah.
You got my.
Yep.
You bet. There was no reason to chat tonight. so.
Very good.
I'm sorry.
Vanderpool, this is Vanderpool.
What did they sell out?
No, Vanderpool had partners and.
Oh, I didn't know that. When did that happen?
A couple months ago or something, all of a sudden.
Oh, okay, I guess I'll have to check my,
Ones that used to own Marathon. You remember who owned Marathon?
the one in town here?
Yeah. They put money into it.
Oh, okay.
Good thing he didn't leave.
I can't think of his name. I can picture his face, but
Oh,
I
you
can't.
know, if it wasn't for Pam Burbank, I wouldn't have met all these people.
Well, there's that.
So the question is semi-trailer
Right,
on wheels.
no,
Not my Pam, no.
yeah, that one's explicit.
What?
You know,
That's great.
no, probably construction season, so. Want to check in like October 1st.
Okay.
So they approved the ordinance, so that's under that. Oh, yeah, we don't have regulation on those.
Okay, well, we need.
Did they get the hockey one too? Or is it this,
Most cities, you know, what they do is they license the garbage haulers.
system?
And say you can't pick up except between 6
Okay.
AM, 10 PM.
I might have told them 1,200. I think I did.
Yeah,
So then when I went to clarify it, I called.
Because I told them they could take their portion of hockey. If we need to have a,
yeah,
I don't agree with them coming in. So.
can bring it.
they said, because hockey didn't do it, so
I'll talk to the mayor about it.
they did the whole thing, so we normally pay 1,200, so that's what but we can,
Called,
yeah, so I can,
it was done.
Actually, you know what?
we can,
For the next meeting, it's get open forum. You can fill out the form and give it to Joan.
well, we can,
What meeting?
I would just tell them we're gonna discuss it at the next board meeting. Just do
what?
that.
Hanson bottle.
Well,
Right.
I don't need to be up there. I need my beauty sleep.
yeah,
Thanks
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
All right.
let's put these here. These are, these guys. Is this where I signed here? He signs. Guy signs that. Those three. This is Scott's too. So question for you guys. So the Booster Club, since hockey didn't do it, football did the whole thing. Kind of told them $1,200. Are you guys in favor of that? Because there was only a check written for $600. They did the whole cleanup day. So
They were the only ones that showed?
yes, because
Oh.
normally we give 600 to hockey, we give 600 to to football. So hockey backed out, so football took the whole onus and supplied 18 kids. So I said $1,200. That's how I interpret it. Do you guys interpret it differently?
No, I think that'd be all right. I mean, what'd you say, those 18 kids?
Because normally they only have like up to 10.
Yeah, I think if they're willing to step up.
Well, I'll have a motion, or after the signing of the checks. We have a city council decision here. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, all the checks have been signed, but before I'd like to re-bring that up here. So, say under any other business here. So on cleanup day, the Hockey Association canceled. They couldn't be there. So each year we give them 600 each, football and hockey. So football ran the whole cleanup day for that. So there's only a check written for $600. I think it should be $1,200 since they did the whole cleanup day.
I'll make a motion to approve $1,200 to the Football Booster Club.
Second.
Okay, just want to make sure. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries, so we can just. No, you can, if it's easier for you, just send another check. Yeah, okay, sorry, is you ready for you now, for payment, sorry.
Check number 29454 to 29493 for $37,753.37. 10 EFT payments for $10,962.29 for a total of $48,715.66.
Okay, that motion to approve payments,
Make a motion to approve payments.
second? I'll second it. All those in favor, say by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay,
I second it.
a motion and a second to adjourn at 8:54. All those in favor, say by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. What happened to 8 o'clock?